championship matches at 185 pounds. In Class A, Ryan Coe of Kearney, unbeaten at 32-0, a junior, meets Taurus Williams of Millard South. In Class B, it's Chad Smith of York facing Brian Peters of Elkhorn. In Class C, Ryan Christo of Albion takes on Greg Davis of Valentine. And in Class D, Matt Zutavern of Sandhills faces Justin Aude of Hebron. And I got to mention in Class C, Ryan Christo, his spotter, who is a former state champion from Albion, Randy Christo. And so Ryan trying to do the trick. He's ranked #1 coming in, but Greg Davis, a very formidable opponent from Valentine, is 34-5, a senior.
Like we said, this sport is, especially this tournament this weekend, has been a real family affair. Greg Davis of Valentine, just in his second year of wrestling, Jeff Spain, Valentine coach, pulled him off the basketball team, talked him into wrestling. Wasn't getting enough playing time, said, you can come wrestle for me, and now he's in the state finals his senior year.
Well, in Class D, we got an undefeated wrestler, Matt Zutavern, who's actually ranked 3rd coming into 31-0, and Justin Aude ranked 2nd. Justin was 6th at 189 last year, and I tell you, Justin, I know he is a tough kid. And Aude trying to get the takedown and still fighting it. Good job by Zutavern, fights it off.
If anything, Zutavern should be a good wrestler just by his first name, Matt, M-A-T.
Yeah.
No double T. It's just Matt, like wrestling Matt.
No score.
There's Zutavern, got a takedown in a near fall situation against Aude. Not able to get enough weight on him to get his shoulders down. He is going to get a 3-point near fall. Oh, only 2 points near fall there. That makes it 4-0. About 39 seconds to go in the match. So
great move.
Or in the match in the first period, I'm sorry.
Great job by Zutavern. No score in our other 3 matches so far. In Class A, Ryan Coe undefeated at 32-0. He's from Kearney. Taurus Williams is 29-6. He's a senior from Millard South. But Coe, a junior, who was a state runner-up last year at 189 pounds. So Coe is just a really tough wrestler. And Kearney really did put on a show here at the state tournament.
We got a real battle going on down here in Class C between Ryan Christo and Greg Davis. These two are really going at it. No score yet, but both of them have been in close to scoring. Christo doing most of the attacking. He's the #1 ranked wrestler, only a sophomore. It's somewhat odd that usually you don't see the younger wrestlers in the upper weights just because they haven't grown to that size yet.
Well, we have a 4-1 score now in Class D. Matt Zutavern leading Justin Aude of Hebron. Zutavern will take bottom. He's in the purple. Aude in the black will be on top. In Class B, still no score between Brian Peters of Elkhorn and Chad Smith of York. Smith in the blue and Peters in the red singlet. And over in Class A, still no score between Taurus Williams of Millard South and Ryan Coe of Kearney.
Millard South, new coach this year out there, Doug Denson, has done a real good job. Brought his team in here. No one expecting them to do anything, and they're in 2nd place. It's out of reach for Omaha North now, but Millard South looks like they're going to wrap up 2nd place in his first season out at Millard South.
And that's kind of surprising in Class C to start the 2nd period. Greg Davis let Randy Christo out. Now Justin Aude in Class D trying to get back points against Matt Zutavern. And Aude will get 3 back points out of this as he was trailing 5-3. Now trying to get more in a pin situation. He gets into position. Aude trying to put the pressure down, but Zutavern really fighting it off. Man, what a match between those two.
And there's
Aude,
the pin.
Yes. Justin Aude came back. Pin. What a job by Justin Aude. Man alive.
Comes back and beats the undefeated wrestler from Sandhills.
And I'll tell you, Zutavern really looked tough, but Aude comes up with a victory. 2 seniors had quite a match. Meanwhile,
obviously he deserved to be in there. He pins the #3 wrestler in the finals. He pinned the #1 wrestler in the quarterfinals on the way to get here.
Yeah, Will Douglas was undefeated also from Clark's 26-0. So he beats 2 unbeatens. And Coach Dan Desmond really happy. And boy, what a job he's done at Hebron. Dan Desmond has done an outstanding job there. Well, meanwhile, tough situation in Class C. Ryan Christo now has hurt his elbow. Christo trailing 2-1. in that match in Class C, facing Greg Davis. In Class A, still no score, and in Class B, Chad Smith of York leading by 1 over Brian Peters, 1-0.
Over in Class A, we're still 0-0 halfway through the second period. Ryan Coe, the undefeated #1 ranked wrestler from Kearney, he had 2 pins on his way to get here and also won 23-9 in the semifinals against the #2 ranked wrestler. There's a takedown by Greg Davis, huh?
Now Davis getting a little high there. It'll be interesting. And looks as though Coe might be able to get out of it. No, they haven't awarded any points on that.
There's the reversal for Coe. They just awarded it.
Okay.
2-0. He takes the lead over Taurus Williams of Millard South in Class A. We've got an injury time on Matt B.
And in B, right now, it's a 2-1 lead for Chad Smith of York. Or, excuse me, Brian Peters of Elkhorn has the 2-1 lead. Meanwhile, in Class D, we had the pin where Justin Aude came from behind to defeat Matt Zutavern of Sandhills. In Class C, we're tied at 2-2 now between Greg Davis and Ryan Christo. Christo getting the escape. I have a feeling I didn't get a chance to see, but Davis might have let him go because he let him escape previous.
I saw him look over at his coach and ask if I should let him go, and I think he... Now they just warned Davis. I'm not sure I agree with that call because he did just take an offensive shot prior to that.
Under a minute to go in the second period in that Class C match. And right now, Christo, of course, that would, Christo would just love to get a takedown here after he was let up, but there's a situation again. You've got a kind of a tall, lankier type of wrestler against a short, stocky wrestler.
Well, like I said, he was a basketball player before he became a wrestler. Yeah. So. Davis was also an honorable mention All-State defensive end. Christo had a 20-minute match in the semifinals. I'm not sure if you heard about that.
No, I did not.
His opponent, a similar situation that we've had all night tonight in the finals. His opponent was bleeding, and they just couldn't get it to stop. But they just kept going and going and going.
Well, they still are locked at 2-2 with 13 seconds to go in the second period in Class C.
This is the first meeting between those two in Class C this year.
In Class A, Ryan Coe leading 2-0 over Taurus Williams. Coe from Kearney right now. Williams trying to move up on him and get some points with 1:37 to go in that match. Over in Class B, it's 2-1.
Coe caught Williams
Peters
in a cradle in Class A, and he might get the fall out of it with 1.5 minutes remaining. He's got it locked up pretty tight. That was just a simple mistake by Williams. Sat right into that.
He has his elbows up. I don't think he'll get the pin, but he's got the 3 back points for sure.
That'll give him a 5-0 lead in Class A for Ryan Coe of Kearney.
Now, Christo in Class C appears to have a little bit of a problem. As we're still tied 2-2 as we go to the third period in Class C.
B just winding down the second period. 2-1 advantage for Brian Peters of Elkhorn, the #1 ranked wrestler in the state, Class B. Wrestling Chad Smith, #3 from York. Peters, a senior, 33-2, has not placed in the state tournament before, while Chad Smith from York placed 6th last year at 189 pounds.
Well, they start the third period in Class C, and Christo trying to get a cradle going there, but now he's kind of had it slipped out, and we're going to see an escape. And a 3-2 lead now for Greg Davis of Valentine.
Greg Davis has been warned for stalling. He is going to have to stay on the attack. If Christo can press the matter, he might be able to get a stalling call. Oh, that was a mistake.
Yep.
Christo tries to throw that he really shouldn't have done, especially that early in the match.
I think with a situation like Ryan Christo, as strong as he is, he tends to many times try to win his match on strength, but when you go against a guy like Greg Davis, who is so quick and athletic, you really aren't going to get away with those, and that's what happens.
You're probably right. Christo in many other matches probably can get away with moves like that because of his strength. And in the state finals, we talked earlier, you usually don't get away with a low percentage move like that. You've got to stick with your basics, your singles, your doubles. We've got a match is finished over on Class A. Ryan Coe, the victor. Kearney extends his streak to 33-0.
And he wins it 5-3. So Coe wins it.
I'm not sure if I think he may have pinned Taurus Williams.
Okay, I did not get to see that one. we're not sure whether that was a pin or whether it was a final decision. We missed that one, but we do know he's the champion. That's the most important thing. Meanwhile, in Class B, it's a 3-1 lead for Brian Peters of Elkhorn. We do have a stoppage in C right now as Randy Christo trying to get things straightened out. We're down to 1:18 in the third period in Class B. Again, Brian Peters 33-2 coming in. Chad Smith 22-8.
Brian Peters, he's ranked number 1. He did beat the number 2 ranked wrestler in the semifinals. It's just a case where they ended up on the same side of the bracket because of the bracketing system used. And now he's wrestling the number 3 ranked wrestler in the state.
Class C ready to get back underway with 1:13 to go. And again, a 5-2 lead for Greg Davis.
Christo is, I can tell by the way Christo wrestles, he is a dangerous wrestler and should never be counted out of this match because he does like to throw. You can see that. He's working in on that upper body.
And he's cut it to a 2-point lead now with 59 seconds. So you're exactly right, RJ. He does have an opportunity. Meanwhile, things are getting pretty tight over there in Class B, and we'll get a continued battle between those two in Class B. It's still 3-1. Peters leading Smith with 31 seconds remaining. So we do have a potential of 2 tie matches, even though the time kind of winding down.
A takedown in each match would tie him up.
Christo now with 43 seconds really has to start looking at it. Again, we're talking about Class C.
There's another warning. Stalling warning against Davis. That's 1 point for Christo. Jeff Spain, the coach from Valentine, gonna argue this call a little bit. That makes it 5-4. A takedown for Christo would win the match.
We're down to 7 seconds now in Class B. Brian Peters trying to hang on for the state championship. Peters from Elkhorn in the red. And he will be the winner. 3-1. Brian Peters wins it over Chad Smith. And now Christo trying to lock up and get the takedown. 34 seconds still remaining.
There was a case of Davis knows he can't get called for stalling anymore, getting a little too aggressive and almost getting in trouble.
Christo trying to set him up with Davis. Really a good counter wrestler. Does a great job of countering moves, but now they're both just having some problems in there. Christo, oh man, he missed out on the opportunity. Oh,
just stepped out of bounds.
Down to 18 seconds now.
That was a good flurry there.
Now
that could have come out either way.
Now it's really down to crunch time. Still a 1-point lead for Greg Davis, the taller of the 2 wrestlers with the red ankle bracelets on. Christo, the shorter of the 2. Again, trying to get the takedown. It's down to 8 seconds. Now I think this is a situation where Davis has to be especially careful of the stalling. And now, once again, Christo has to use up some more injury time. Well, we've had a lot of that.
I'm not sure, but has Davis been, they awarded 2 points for stalling? Is that what it is? Is that the second one?
No, I don't think so.
Because if that was the second point that they gave, the next one would be a 2-pointer.
I think you are correct because the other 2 were on escapes, and I don't believe Christo has scored any offensive points.
I think Davis was warned and then called twice for stalling, so that was 1 and 1, and the next one is a 2-pointer, which would decide the match. So he's got to stay in the middle. He can't back out.
And
Christo's got nothing to lose in this situation. He's got to come with some type of attack here.
Yeah, he really should go after it, and at the very least hope that Davis backs away from him. But
he didn't do it. He should have shot there.
He's still trying for it. Down to 3 seconds. 2. Christo trying. Oh, he missed out. Great job by Davis.
Great match.
What an effort by Ryan Christo. But Davis comes up with a 5-4 victory.
Great match over there in Class C.
And of course, fairness to Davis.
Second-year wrestler.
You know, fairness to Davis, he gives up for the points. 2 on stalling, the other 2 on
escapes. He let the guy go. He let him go on the escapes. It wasn't that much that Christo got away from him. So.
But you got to give Christo credit for really trying to look at the class. Those 2 show a lot of respect for each other.
I'll assure you we'll see Christo in the finals again in the next couple of years.
And Coach Dale Bungie from Albion, of course, congratulating Noah. He saw good. That's a good athlete right there in Davis. So we got a couple of classes left to go here at the 1995 State Wrestling Tournament. Let's give the results now at 185 pounds. Your champions in Class A, Ryan Coe, a 5-3 winner over Taurus Williams. In Class B, Brian Peters of Elkhorn wins 3-1 over Chad Smith of York. In Class C, it's Greg Davis of Valentine getting a 5-4 victory over Ryan Christo of Albion. And in Class D, Justin Aude of Hebron pins Matt Zutavern of Sandhills for the state championship. Now the championship matches now.